So for those of you who have seen on, what was the Joanne's? Not at Joanne's, but the company. You can make pillows out of these fuzzy yarns, the looped yarn designs that you make with your fingers. They don't have any videos on how you actually make this into a pillow. They just have this one thing and they show you how to make this one side. So we have two. The first step is going to be making this extra. Now they do show you how to do this part. Making this extra into a long string. So you get the loop, find that string that connects the loop, and clip that to make it longer. And just get this done so you have a long one. Now you have to do that to both sides of this and both sides of this one. So let me work on that. Now, on one section, the section you started with, it has a different color. You can just untie this to get it out of the way. It's just an extra loop to know where to start. And it is Off the Hook from Lion Brand. You can get it from Joann's. I'm just going to continue to cut these. Alright, so once you have all of those loops cut with the excess pieces, you want to put these, so this side is looking at me on my lap, and this side is going to be backwards, so I'm looking at the inside on my lap. And when it doesn't have a design, it's a little harder to tell which way. So what you'll want to do is make sure that there's a string for each corner. So when this is on top, it has the strings on those corners. Okay, so it doesn't matter what corner you start on or what way you go. The main thing is that you're doing it so it'll be inside out. And when you start, you have this here. There's two here, so you'll put it through that, and then the one behind it, there's going to be three really, because you have the loop and its under part. So you go between that, so you have two on top and one in the middle. Pull that through and tighten it. And then you find the bottom one has two, and now the top one has three, or vice versa. It's just opposite every time. And you don't go around, you stay on this side and you just go through the two and then the two. And you continue to do this for 3.5 sides. Alright, so when you get to the corner each time, you'll want to go ahead and overlap the corners so there's not a little hole in the corner. So once you find it, go through that corner, and then you don't need to keep going because you have the new string for that corner. So just kind of tie a knot or go back through the other way, something to keep the string from unraveling and from being in the way. And then start with your next side and just keep going and going until you have just enough opening to turn it right side out. Okay, so on the bottom, instead of having two loops, you just have the loop that went through, and just like how we cut it, there's just a string right there. So you don't want to put through the loop your stitching, because that little stitch that's holding this together could break. So you want to make sure to go where the string is, or the actual material is, and loop through in between the loops that were going down, where there's an actual loop of material on the bottom, which is the top right now. So make sure that you check and you're not going where you could cut if you were trying to make it a long string, but go where it already is the material on each side, and only go maybe a little more than halfway so that you're able to turn it outside out. All right, so once you have just a little bit left to do, go ahead and stick your hand in and grab the corner from the other side, can't talk, and start pulling it through a little bit, and then stick your hand back in to grab the other corner from far away, and pull on both the corners to come through. That way you can actually get it to come the correct side out. And once you have done this, you are able to start stuffing. Make sure this is outside of the pillow. And now you're able to start putting stuffing inside so that your pillow gets nice and full. We have chosen to use the Polyfill Fiber Fill polyester to fill our pillows up. Alright, so once you have enough stuffing in it and how you like, then instead of how we were doing it before, now you're going to find that real fabric layer and go from the outside in, go from the outside in, outside in, until it is closed up. Then you just kind of tie off the end, looping around things, and stuff whatever little bit you might have inside so you can't see it. And there is your pillow.